Chosen ones, this is the first thing God wants you to hear this year. First assignment. The rain had been falling in Karachi for 3 days straight, a rare, heavy January rain that turned the narrow lanes of Lyari into dark mirrors and made the city smell of wet earth and diesel. Aisha sat on the edge of her narrow bed in the single room she shared with her younger brother and mother. The small table fan rattled uselessly against the damp air. Her phone lay face down beside her, screen cracked, battery at 4%. She was 29, still unmarried, still jobless after the third round of layoffs at the call center, still hearing the same sentence from relatives every Eid. "Bita, time is passing." Tonight felt heavier than usual. She had been scrolling mindlessly when the video appeared. A soft-spoken man with kind eyes and a graying beard. No dramatic music, no flashing lights, just him, sitting in what looked like an ordinary living room, speaking quietly. Chosen ones, if you're hearing this right now, it is not by accident. This is the first thing God wants you to hear in this new year. Your first assignment has already begun, and it is simpler and harder than you think. Aisha had rolled her eyes at first. She had heard it all before: manifestation, 1111 angel numbers, the universe has a plan, blah, blah. But then the man said something that made her finger freeze mid-swipe. Your first assignment is not to become rich, not to find a husband, not to get the perfect job, not even to fix everything that's broken in your life. Your first assignment is to believe that you are still the one he is speaking to, even when every circumstance is screaming that you've been forgotten. The words landed like a slap and a hug at the same time. She stared at the frozen frame of the video for almost 10 minutes. Then she whispered, half angry, half desperate, "Ya Allah, if you really still see me, then why does it feel like I've been deleted from the story?" Silence. Only rain tapping on the tin roof like impatient fingers. She didn't know why she did it, but she opened the Notes app on her dying phone and typed one sentence. First assignment. Believe I am still chosen, even when I feel canceled. She saved it, closed the app, lay down. And for the first time in many months, she didn't cry herself to sleep out of exhaustion. She cried because something very small and very frightened inside her chest had started breathing again. The next morning, the rain had stopped. The sky was the color of old aluminum, but at least it wasn't crying anymore. Aisha woke up with a strange determination she didn't understand. She made chai for Ami, helped Bilal with his school bag, and then, instead of opening job portals, she sat on the charpai outside and opened the same Notes app. She added another line. Day 1, proofs that I'm still in the story. Woke up, still here. Bilal hugged me before leaving. He never does that. The stray cat came again. I named her Zainab. She let me scratch her chin today. I remembered to breathe when the panic came instead of holding my breath until I almost fainted. They were tiny things, pathetic almost, but she wrote them anyway. Days became a quiet rhythm. No big miracles, no sudden job offers, no marriage proposals from mysterious NRI doctors, but the list grew. Day 17. Found 200 rupees in the pocket of an old kurta, enough for bread and eggs. Helped the auntie next door carry groceries. She called me Bita without pity in her voice. Read 2 pages of the Quran without feeling guilty that I wasn't reading more. Day 41. Received a message from an old colleague asking if I was interested in freelance subtitle work for short documentaries. Small money, but real. Zainab brought her kitten. Named him Yusuf. They sleep near my feet now. Realized I hadn't thought about dying in 17 days. Day 89. The first real test came. Her cousin's wedding card arrived. Gold letters, 5-star venue. The same cousin who once told her in front of everyone, "You should lower your standards, Aisha. At this rate, no one will marry you. She felt the old poison rise. Shame, comparison, the scream of "I've been left behind." She went to her bed, opened the notes, and stared at the first line she ever wrote. First assignment: believe I am still chosen, even when I feel canceled. She whispered it out loud 5 times. Then she added today's entry. Day 89. I did not throw the wedding card in the dustbin. I did not message anyone asking why God is punishing me. I decided that even if I attend the wedding in my 6-year-old peach suit, I will go with my head up. Because being chosen doesn't mean being first in line. It means being kept in line, even when the line feels endless. She went to the wedding. She wore the peach suit. She smiled when people asked, "Gub ki badi?" She even danced a little with the children. And when the groom's mother came to her, patted her hand and whispered, "Allah sabko unki jagah pe rakh raha hai beta. Sabki timing alag hoti hai." Aisha didn't feel rage. She felt peace. Not the Instagram kind, the quiet, stubborn, rain-soaked kind. On the first day of the next year, January 1st, 2027, Aisha opened her notes again. The list was now 312 entries long. She scrolled to the very top and read the first words she ever wrote after that rainy night. First assignment: believe I am still chosen, even when I feel like Allah has pressed mute on my life. She hit save. Battery died 30 seconds later. Darkness. Only the sound of rain punching the tin roof and her own heartbeat trying to argue with it. The next morning, the rain had paused, but the sky stayed the color of wet cement. Aisha woke up for Fajr for the first time in almost 9 months. Not because she suddenly became pious, because the assignment felt like a dare she couldn't ignore. She made wudu with cold water from the drum, prayed 2 rakats nafil, then sat on the charpai outside with a cup of weak doodh putty and opened the notes again. She added, Day 1, proofs that maybe I'm not completely deleted yet. I woke up before the azan, first time in forever. When I opened the window, Zainab, the black street cat, was already sitting there waiting, like she knew I would come out today. Bilal said, "You look less dead today." Worst compliment ever, but still a compliment. I didn't check Shadi.com even once. They were microscopic victories, embarrassingly small, but she wrote them anyway, because the man in the video had said something else that kept ringing in her ears. You don't have to prove to Allah that you deserve to be chosen. You only have to stop proving to yourself that you don't. Week 2 was brutal. Rent was due. Ami's blood pressure medicine finished. The call center she used to work for sent a final settlement email with 18,000 rupees after 3 years of night shifts and fake American accents. She sat on the roof at 2 a.m., staring at the city lights, feeling like the smallest, most invisible person in a city of 20 million. She opened notes. Day 13. I hate this assignment. It feels fake. I feel fake. Everyone is moving forward and I'm still here, collecting proofs like a beggar collects breadcrumbs. But Zainab brought her newborn kitten today. She trusted me enough to show me. Maybe trust is also a proof. She cried then. Not the dramatic crying of movies. The quiet, ugly, snotty crying of someone who is tired of pretending she's fine. But she didn't delete the note. Month 3. She started getting small freelance transcription jobs, mostly medical reports in broken English from doctors who dictated too fast. Paid peanuts, but real money, money she could hold in her hand. She bought a new phone charger, second-hand, but it worked. She bought Bilal new school shoes. She bought Ami a small bottle of the good Rosatar she used to love. And every night, no matter how tired, she wrote. Day 92. Today, someone on the street called me auntie. I'm 29. I laughed so hard I almost cried. Then I realized I didn't die inside when he said it. Progress. Day 147. Cousin's engagement pictures all over WhatsApp family group. She's 24. Doctor fiancé, Dubai. I waited for the usual knife in the stomach. It came, but it was duller, like a spoon instead of a blade. I think that's also progress. Day 211. I prayed Tahajjud for the first time since I was 17. Not because I wanted something, just because I wanted to say thank you for not giving up on me yet. I cried the whole time. Allah didn't say anything back, but he didn't leave the room either. Day 359. New Year's Eve, 2026-2027. No party, no fancy dinner. Just me, Ami, Bilal, Zainab, and Yusuf. The kitten is now huge and thinks he owns the house. We ate anda paratha and watched the PTV countdown. I looked at my notes. 312 entries, 312 proofs. I scrolled to the very first one. Assignment 2026, Day 0. Believe I am still chosen, even when I feel like Allah has pressed mute on my life. I whispered to the dark room, I still believe. Not because everything is fixed, not because I got the big miracle, but because I'm still here and you're still talking. Outside, the first rain of the new year began. Soft, patient, like someone gently applauding. And somewhere beyond the cracked roofs of Liari, beyond the wet streets and the flickering bulbs, beyond the endless waiting lists of life, a very quiet voice said, "Well done, daughter." That was the only exam that ever truly mattered. The end, but also only the beginning.